Hey people, Indra here, 3v3, SDL Province on the blue team, the Emperor's finest. We have Fritz as a Techmarine, starts off in ranged combat, supports with structures and repairs, can get a melee loadout going, alongside Nakafuya and a Force Commander, very versatile frontline hero, can bring offense, disruption and support for the Emperor. And rounding off the team is Jeff, and an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. On the red team, some Orky shenanigans. We got Boogeyman 115 and a Kommando Nob, an infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up, Orky style. The other green skin is the legend, Toilailee. When was the last time you played a 3v3? With a Mekboy, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of Orky gadgets alongside them. Inokura's Plague Champion starts off with a damage of a time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, debilitates enemies and supports allies, can also repair. Taking some pot shots at the Force Commander in the mid. Looks like Heretics grabbed the wreck point there. Over on the east side, Mekboy versus Apothecary. Got the double shooters. Boogeyman though with double sluggers in play. Commando sneaking around already. They're all making a run at the Techmarine. Tactical Marines are there. Scouts busy capping the western wreck point, I can see. Looks like it's gonna cascade to the west side for a 2v2 fight. Or maybe not. Force Commander's having a go over here now. Plague Champion taking shots at him. You see that damage over time stink on the Plague Bolt shells. Heretics chasing off those tacks. They can probably turn and fight them quite well, actually. Heretics with no upgrades kind of get power armor elbowed to death by Tactical Marines, I believe. How about you fellas? They were getting burned up in the garrison, but they make it out without a model loss. Burners up for those slugger boys. Gives them power weapons, and you saw what those burners can do as well. Also increases their hit points. It's a very, very powerful upgrade for those fellas. On the east side now, Apothecary runs. Mekboy was tying stuff up in melee, I bet. He's going to go onto the VP now. These guys can try a power bash, while sluggers decap the wreck point. Scouts taking shots at him, and Tax taking shots at him. Decides to get out of there. Can they get that node down? Got big shooters in play. More range, more DPS, and you can suppress with aiming. What's that? Only one squad has them so far, though. West side is red, and I guess that's the Commando capping. Yeah, grabs the wreck point. Shotgun scouts will be very helpful against the double sluggers. Attacks didn't really heal up, did they? No sign of the mastercrafted bolter. Toilailee with Storm Boys on the way, and Havocs coming in for Inokura. In fact, double Havocs. Here's the first one. Very, very angry with his power node. Any action on the Heretics? Nope. Double Heretics into double Havocs. Kind of like an old noisy build that he used to run in 1v1 tournaments when he used to go triple Heretics into Havocs. On the east side, still lots of Daka. Apothecary can't deal with it. These are Assault Marines, I think, but we have Devastators. In fact, double Devastators for Jeff. Was not expecting that, because the Mekboy can tie them up in melee. You'd expect Assault Marines on the double shooters, maybe. Especially with Apothecary support. Force Commander, though, found himself a Chainsword and Storm Shield. More melee DPS. The awesome defend ability also gives him natural damage resistance to ranged fire. And Artificer Armor to make him even tankier. What are these scouts up to? Okay, looking for a grenade on the Havocs. Maybe we can try and break line of sight here. Get around the other side. Because there's no energy left for defend. He's got the double tax alongside him, Nakafuya. I assume they've used their Kraken bolts already, which is why they're not using it on these Havocs. Shotgun scouts able to get around, and there's a shotgun blast on those Heretics. West side has been decapped, but I think it's going to turn red again by the look of the minimap. Havocs back there covering the retreat. Force Commander backs off. It took a lot of damage there, the Force Commander. They're pushing onto the power on this side. We've got stick bombs in for Boogeyman's Commando. Triple Havocs for Inokura. Jeff says he's already screwed. We'll see how it goes, bud. Hasn't lost a unit yet. I don't think he's lost that many models, but he is against a Mekboy and now Storm Boys with double Devastators. Yeah, needs to separate them quite a lot to do this. One can cover the other. Needs to get shotguns up as well. In fact, they are on the way. Purification rights also, I think, would be good. You have the customized Storm Bolter. You can use that to maybe stun the Mekboy so he cannot teleport in. We got a Orc turret going up. Good DPS on these, but no suppression, and DPS does not increase as you get closer, I think. On the west side, a bunch of dead stuff, you know. Fritz has tax. He did not get any other unit up. His double tax coming on the way. Does have a mastercrafted bolter now. So has tools to use against the double sluggers, shotguns, and that high-powered shot mastercrafted bolt gun. These guys being messed around by the havocs there. Covering this area means nothing can move through towards the west side, but of course you can cut through, or cut around, I guess, by just coming straight this way. Scouts being all sneaky now, and there's no aspiring champion to spot them. Double grenade launchers on these fellas, by the way. There's a grenade. Going to force the retreat. In fact, it killed 2 models. Can they finish them? 4 the Emperor was on them, you see. Buffed that grenade damage. They couldn't quite finish them off, though. Got grenade barraged, and they got suppressed. Defend is up. Not going to last forever, and he still takes damage. Even though far less. He can't. I don't think he can just face tank the havocs. 442 to 470. I mean, maybe he can when he's leveled up a bit. Orc turret still here. Down it goes. Looks like it was salvaged there. Don't think it. You seem to lose a bunch of health immediately. Tier 2s coming through. All of the red team and Fritz on the blue team. Space Marines now with the 2-to-1 cap, and the VPs are quite even. In the fights, it feels like the red team have had the better of the tier 1. Space Marines, of course, can start slowly, and I think the double Devastators on this side was a bit of an error from Jeff. A 1-1-1 build maybe would have been better. Again with the Assault Marines. Sluggers being hidden by the Commando. That's very tricksy. But they were spotted in the end by the Scout Sergeant. He knows how to look for stuff. Maybe he can just smell the Orcs. Storm Boys jumping in. These guys with power melee choppers. They're a massive threat to Marines. Grenade on retreat path. A little bit early. Can he get the finish, though? Just one fella left. The Force Commander doesn't have a box pistol, but he's got the shield in it, so he can't finish him off. That's a nice blob of tactical Marines for your grenades. Or grenade launchers, I guess. There's the barrage. Knocks them down. Anything else for the Apothecary? No. Doesn't get a level yet, either. I'm sure he'd love to get Purification Racks to help scare off the Storm Boys, but can't just buy everything you want immediately. Some full auto there on the Mekboy. Teleports away. He's got his battery pack to try and keep these Storm Boys alive. They did wipe out the Sluggers after they tried to sneak in there. Bunch of orky bodies all over the gaff. 442 to 414. Are they stealing or power bashing? Looks like they're bashing this power. On the west side, stun bomb scares a bunch of stuff away. Techmarine level 2 doing some good damage with that mastercrafted bolter. Can he stop the Commando capping? We'll see. He's going to get a decap for sure. Sluggers on this side can maybe rush the Techmarine. Did not use the high-powered shot to try and stop it. Maybe he knows the Sluggers are still milling around. Wants to have that high-powered shot in the pocket. Tier 3 for Boogeyman. I wonder if Inokura just goes tier 3 with this now. Storm Boys jumping in. Devastators are there to cover. These devs maybe need to move. Shotgun blast went in, but those guys had just jumped, so they weren't knocked back. When you jump, you get a few seconds of knockback immunity, because otherwise it would mess up a bunch of jumps with things getting knocked back and not jumping and all that kind of thing. Well, Devastators just got exploded by triple autocannon havocs with the Mark of Khorne. That's huge amounts of DPS. Brutal, says Jeff. Indeed it was. Frees up some upkeep. Gives him a bit of mobility in terms of what he wants to get. Goes tier 2. I think you just get Assault Marines, you know. Sluggers just wiped. Those were Toilailee Sluggers. I do think you get your Assault Marines with maybe a Librarian to help him out of trouble. Also a Force Barrier would be pretty good. And the Smite is just amazing as well. The Champion's got his Armor of Pestilence, so he's very tough and very slow. Stick bombs and that battery pack we've seen. Sacred Standard is in. Nakafuyu just dropped a unit though. Dropped his scouts, I think. And does have a Librarian. Fritz goes for the Dreadnought on the west side. So we may see a rocket launcher on this Commando soon. Looks like he's heading mid the Dreadnought. going assault cannon immediately. Got double tax with sergeants. So that's quite a lot of ranged DPS now. Double tax with the mastercrafted bolter and now the assault cannon. Lots of piercing DPS. Lots of Space Marine Dakar on the east side. They're pushing through, looking for power bash, I guess. Maybe they should be rotating towards the VP a bit more. At least something should be. We've got Stone Guard in for Nakafoya. Jeff goes straight for a Librarian. Maybe it feels like there's just too much stuff here to jump into with Assault Marines. Look how bunched up the Havocs are. You can jump that and disrupt all of them. They won't be able to fire on you because they're so close. Grenade is dodged. Smite goes in. That's a good hit on the Storm Boys. Yeah, double smites coming through from the two Librarians could do some work. Bomber Boys from the Storm Boys there. Big firefight on the east side. There's huge amounts of firepower on those triple Havocs. Not to mention even the grenade launchers and the Plague Champion and all the Orc stuff. Defend doing huge amounts of work here, I think. He might need to stay back, yeah. Make sure those Tax and those Stone Guard are covered by the Defend. I think Jeff would do good to bunch up with his stuff a bit for the Defend as well, and also get the Sacred Standard. Like before, you could maybe be positioning his Force Commander a bit closer to Jeff's stuff. Stayed in there as long as he could. Mekboy teleports in to tie things up, gets full autoed. Still, the triple Havocs are all there though, and it's so much damage. Look at attacks getting shredded. Having to run. Librarians here, there's the Force Barrier, which does block projectiles, as you can see. And they could maybe get two of them. Yep, they both have the Force Staffs. They need to, Force Staves. Need to make sure they don't pop off the barrier at the same time though, because it would be kind of wasted then. Kommando does break off and go for the VP. Triple cap for the Space Marines though. Something came through and snuck on this. I'm guessing a scout. Here's Fritz now. With a pretty sizable army. Meleeing a bunch of stuff on retreats. Sets up the barrage on retreating units as well. Did a decent amount of damage to the first Havocs there. I guess he pushed Boogeyman off the west side big time. Boogeyman responds with double tank busters. Anti-vehicle units, very good at their job. Kommando gets the cap on the VP. 2-1 for red. They dropped like 200 VPs there behind. Battle Wagon on the way for Boogeyman. Tier 3 there for Inakura. Dreadnought's doing some good work. More Devastators this time for Nakafoya. After those Stern Guard with the Hellfire rounds loaded in at the moment to do damage over time to heroes and light infantry. There's quite a lot of what they're facing now with the Orcs and the double Heretics. Nice save from the Librarian there. Gate of Infinity to get this guy out. He tried to finish them with the Bomber Boys, did Toilailee. Didn't quite get it. Stuns those guys because of the Nob leader. Battery pack heal. Scouts trying to kick them. That's just going to annoy them more, I think, fellas. There we go. Force Barrier saves the Scouts. They can stay in play. On the west side, all the Havoc setting up. They're not firing on the Dreadnought, though. Looks like they're auto-targeting the Marines, unless Inakura is doing that. Devastators with Vengeance rounds and the Veil of Time so they can move around and set up instantly. Another trick the Librarian has. 4-3-1 to 2-1-3 on the VPs. They're going to get the VP here and get a triple cap, I think. What is this? Just some shooter boys they can't get on the VP. High-powered shot and they get finished off as well. Battle Wagon in play. Big Orky vehicle. Very quick. Got some good firepower and it can run you over and transport boys around. Looks like everything's in there. You see the 4 bars, that means 4 units are inside. So the Kommando, the Sluggers, and the double tank busters are all in there, I think. 4-3-1 to 1-9-2 on the east side. On the power are the blue team now. Nakafoya supporting this side still. Where's the Apothecary? He's off the field. Librarian off the field. Level tier 3 for Jeff. Only Nakafoya in tier 2 now. Can he get a full power bash here? Stern Guard using their Vengeance rounds to shoot at those structures. They could have just shifted across, I think, and got out the firing arc of the Havocs, but they were taking a lot of damage. Down goes the Dreadnought. Got zap-gunned by the battle wagon, and I'm sure he got some autocannon stuff going on as well in his face. Librarian runs, Force Commander runs, Tactical Marines run. They do have a missile launcher, so they can put some hurt on the battle wagon. Speaking of battle wagons, another one's on the way. Fritz is down to just 2 units now, but he's in tier 3, and his allies will be soon. Good chunk of red could drop Terminators or maybe even a Venerable Dreadnought. I think you'd go Terminators at this point. Venerable is like a good force multiplier when you already have a strong army, I feel like. Kind of the same deal with other walkers. Yeah, 2 battle wagons bouncing around the map is going to be a huge pain in the arse for the blue team. We do have a las cannon, in fact 2 las cannons here. They've got the Stern Guard with their vengeance rounds they can switch into. There's also a missile launch attack around somewhere we saw. Yep, right here. What about Jeff? Use the plasma gun. Fritz has no weapon upgrade on his tax yet. Storm Boys are in there, but they've got support. The devs there, able to survive. Terminators are in for Jeff. Grenade. Can they get the Storm Boys down? I think they can. Yes, they can. Terminators with Storm Bolters and Power Fists with Inspiration on kill. Huge amounts of hit points and teleporters. They cannot retreat though. Great synergy, as all infantry does, with the Apothecary and his heals. Space Marines. I mean, Fritz is super depleted. Needs some support. He's got a missile turret. There's some Chaos Terminators now for Inakura. With Combi Bolters and Power Fist. They don't call them Storm Bolters for some reason when it's Chaos. Tank Buster Barrage. Almost wiping out that turret completely. Was it 2 barrages? It might have been 2. It's a really powerful anti-vehicle turret. It's going to struggle to hit the Terminators. They're no longer large units these days. They're medium units. But can it hit the battle wagon? Nope, battle wagon stays away for now. 412 to 129. Huge VP lead for the Space Marines. That was a big zap gun blast. But can they hold on to it with Fritz being so depleted right now? Still got level 2 tax. He's still got his Techmarine. But his next purchase is absolutely vital. And it's tricky. Because he's going to be tempted to get a tank or something. But getting a tank out without an army to support it often leads to the tank getting blown up pretty quickly. Especially with double tank busters in play. Could be tempted to save up for a Land Raider, but that's a huge amount of saving. There we go. Terminators are in. I think that's the right call. I think that's the right call. I don't think they want to try and get the VP though. I guess you can't see the Havocs here like we can. Have they all leveled up? Level 2, level 2, level 2. Yes, they have. There's a Nurgle Shrine. Healing nearby allies periodically, also suppresses enemies. And if you worship it, like it is here, you can even reinforce off it. And I believe it's a 7% heal, so it's really good for high health units, because it's percentage based. Double flash kits all of a sudden here for Boogeyman. Got a really strong army. Good anti-vehicle. He's got the battle wagon and now the flash kits, who can get blasters and mess up Space Marines pretty good. Pressure here though. Blue team not sitting back. Space Marines being aggressive through the mid. Helps to keep them away from Fritz maybe. Although Boogeyman and those Havocs, in fact it's not Boogeyman, is it? It's Inakura with all of his Havocs sitting on the west side. 353 to 129. Stern Guard trying to get some vengeance rounds onto the battle wagon. But they have to flee. Another autocannon, this time for the Terminators. Speaking of Terminators, these guys just got a decap. They got a Cyclone missile launcher. Such a good weapon, good anti-vehicle, but can do a job for you versus infantry. Will knock them over and hit them pretty hard. The turret's been repaired. Terminators get their Cyclone up. You can use it to disrupt all of these Havocs maybe. Inspiration on kill there. And here we go for the Cyclone Barrage. Yep, they disrupted, well, they disrupted 2 of the autocannons. But look at the damage, that's huge. Messing up Terminators even. Battle wagon. Have a missile launcher here. Taking some shots, now it's parked behind the turret though. And here comes another battle wagon, and look at the damage on these Terminators. They're gonna die. Had to get them out of there way, way sooner. As soon as they dropped that model, as soon as they shot the Cyclone missile launcher, they should have got out, I think. They are gone. Fritz has 0 units on the field. Even the Techmarine is down. Needs a hard carry from Nakafoya and Jeff. Here comes Nakafoya for the Emperor on the las cannon devs, and they are Veil of Time. Can't see the effect on them though. It's a bit weird. Maybe if it's casted when they're off screen, sometimes it doesn't render or something. Fritz now with huge amounts of income because he's got no upkeep. What can he do? Maybe he can do Land Raider now. Park it on the west side. Support it with a Techmarine and try to build from there. The Terminator is demoralizing on kill. There's that red effect you just saw there. Packs run. Las Cannon's still in play. This battle wagon is still going. But Toilailee's is down. Venerable Dreadnought is what Fritz does. Charges it into the fray. It's got no support though. Don't think it's going to do very well here. It's double tank busters. He probably didn't want to... Oh, maybe he can get the battle wagon down. It's going to have stoicism. There it is. Can't quite get it. Just 87 hit points on this guy. I think he might have been able to finish it if he kept chasing, you know. I wonder if it... Does it like lose its target when the stoicism goes up? Fritz is confused. So maybe the Dreadnought was not acting as it should. What's this Mekboy up to? Oh, he's going to Mega Rumble at the base, isn't he? He's going to Mega Rumble at the base. He needs to be careful. There's a 2-to-1 cap against them. And they're under 100 VPs now. And these guys are taking this power. Look at the red team just kind of camped in this corner for some reason. Do they want to hit the bases? Usually doesn't work out well. Rocket launcher on this guy with a Mega Boom kit. More flash kits. Are you blasters, you guys? Yeah, both of them blasters. Fritz wanted to concede. Jeff says keep going. Dropping a Dreadnought in was a bad call. He's got Orbs. He's got Signum. Yeah, rebuild. How long would it take to save up for a Land Raider? Then you got to build the thing. Takes like 75 seconds to come out, I think. And a lot of VPs can be lost in that time. Maybe you just plasma cannon it up. Land Raider Redeemer is on the way for Nakafoya. Yeah, I think you plasma cannon here if you're Fritz. Just try to make that work. That shrine is still back there doing a lot of healing. Force commander usage is going to be vital here, I think. Needs to buff as many things as he can with that Sacred Standard. He needs to be mindful of where Jeff is. Looks like he's going for the VP. Actually, Mekboy is still waiting on the northwest corner. Not sure what he's up to. Librarian runs away. Those guys also had to run away. And they seem to be going for the VP now. It is indeed plasma cannon for Fritz. Double cap for the red team though. And another Land Raider Redeemer on the way. Double Land Raiders. Oh, this got decapped, look. Some sneaky commandos. There's the first Land Raider Redeemer. Acts as a retreat point and a reinforcement point for your team, as well as some pretty powerful weaponry. Triple flash kits with blasters is very, very nasty. That psychic damage just cuts through infantry armor. And you can't really dodge the shots because they're instantaneous. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Gate of Infinity gets those guys out of trouble. Somehow they still had 2 models too. 251 to 87. Can we concede now, says Nakafoya. Now he wants to concede. Does Jeff want to keep going? There's a Predator tank on the way for Fritz. I think he should have just double plasma cannon maybe. Jeff wants to keep going. He sees those VPs. He sees that these guys have 2 good armies. Nob squad on the field now for Toilailee. Where's that Mekboy now? He's here. Did he mess this base up? Oh, he did. He took out one of the base turrets, look. And look what the damage he did to the stronghold. That's crazy. He did 5,000 damage. Mega Rumbler's nuts against structures. Tank Buster barrages. Looking for the sneaky scouts, and they hit them too. So there's a Predator and there's double Land Raiders. Only have one squad of Terminators. How are his heroes looking? Level 5 Force Commander Apothecary is level 3 with combat stims. Level 3 Techmarine with that mastercrafted bolter. And Signum's pretty damn good too. Land Raider needs to push up though, I think. There's that Predator. And the Plasma Cannon get a shot? He's getting stick bombered. Yeah, they got messed up there. Didn't have any amazing options, but I think Plasma Cannon was the way to go. Big old kaboom. He's also got a special shooter, this Kommando Nob. They're trying to get on the natural VP. There's the Land Raider though. It's got to move up. Where's the other one? The other one is a bit closer. Nakafoy has not set it as a retreat point note, so he's going all the way back to his own Land Raider, I think. Not sure if the blue team can put it off. 181 to 87. Tank taking some hits. Mark target on the Terminators there, but nothing to really take advantage of it. Land Raider's being aggressive, needs support though. Pushed it up when everything backed off. There's the frag assault. Those blasters won't do much damage versus vehicles, but those tank busters sure will. Commandos can also get a rocket launcher on their Nob leader. And here's the Mekboy again with another Mega Rumbler. Plasma Cannon knocks him out of it though. But he's still going. Look at the damage it's doing to the stronghold. It's crazy. Can they take him down? I think maybe they can. Down goes the Mekboy. Toilailee can easily afford a rebuy though. Still the 2-1 for the red team. What do you get now with Fritz? Do you just get another plasma cannon? Do you maybe try to get into some tactical marines? Drop some stern guard maybe when you've got the red for it. Doesn't have the red for it though. The Predator tank's down. Nob squad getting suppressed. Shotgun blast, I think. There's the frenzy though. And there's a big zap gun shot coming through from pretty long range. Look at that. They can just retreat back to the Land Raider, of course. But can they get on the VP? 132, 87. This Land Raider has pushed up a bit. They need to be way more aggressive on that central VP. I mean, it's easy for me to say, but look how stacked red team are on this side. I don't quite get the decap. I think they fear the triple blasters on any capping unit. Cyclone Barrage misses, but made those guys back off. Maybe Librarian trying to get a decap here. 117 to 87. The red team playing with their food a bit. Maybe they should have been more aggressive, although we see this. Commandos being sneaky, getting a decap. Can they get that battle wagon down? Oh, that missile launcher missed. Missile launcher was shooting at something else for some reason. Can they finish it? Las cannons are getting shots in. Battle wagon's down. Fritz is indeed getting tactical marines now. I don't think he can get vehicles. They're not going to survive. Oh, they lost their natural to the Commandos, but they did get the Orks natural, or the red team's natural. Commandos still skulking around here. Needs to position something on here, I guess, permanently now, the blue team. There's mark target. Techmarine able to stay in play there. Well played, Fritz. Didn't panic retreat. Now he can get straight onto that VP. Ah, if those scouts, maybe he could have grenaded them. Double cap now for the red team. And the Mekboy is on his mission to destroy the base again. Toilailee wants that base down. There's Gate of Infinity. Now a big mob of Orks coming in and a Rocks. Land Raider pushed forward to avoid it. Gets a good frag assault. But there's a Nob squad on it now. Although they are power melee Nobs here. Toilailee. I wonder if he even realizes that was changed. This might be his first game in like months or something. Yeah, strange that he pushed them onto the Land Raider. Maybe he doesn't know that they're power melee now, unless you get the hammers. 58 to 87. What is that Mekboy up to? He's almost got the base down. 52 hit points. Mega Rumbler's insane. Maybe they should look at that. I mean, I understand it taking out other structures, but doing that much damage to a HQ is pretty nuts. Down to 48 VPs, the Space Marines. Can they get this? Plasma cannon is covering the VP, so are some tanks. Maybe so are those scouts. Still got 2 land raiders in play. Red team might regret playing with their food here. Are they trying to just take the bases out? Look how long it's taken them just to get one. And they haven't got it yet. Techmarine's trying to repair his base. He's getting some assault marines. He's got double tacks. Wonder if it's worth getting scouts to repair the base as well. Although I don't know if he can repair it fast enough with the amount of damage the Mekboy was doing. Nob squad is decapping here. Might be worth setting those Terminators to melee mode. Or they took them down anyway. 46 to 70. Space Marines with a 2-to-1 cap. Have the red team messed this up? Look at the float for Inokura. He just can't really get anything good out because he's got those havocs eating up his population. Does not have advanced healing though, the Apothecary. I'm sure the combat stims is doing work though. Force Commander's in there. 46 to 55. Something's having a look. It's got the commandos and they get plasma cannon to death. And look at this. The Techmarine tried to decap there. Assault squad with the jump. Attack to the edge. They're going to get absolutely destroyed by the blasters. But they're good at capping at least. Blue team back on the VP. 46 to 49. Red team struggling to deal with this late game Space Marine army in the mid. Supported by double land raiders. Another battle wagon on the way. Toilailee can drop her rocks, I think. It's not being repaired anymore. For those that don't know, when your HQ's down, you cannot produce any units anymore. But it's not like your units disappear or something. And you can still rebuy your hero when they go down. Level 3 Plague Champion now with the Plague Fist for capping. Can the blue team hold on? Blasters are going to blast. Need to get rid of them. Don't have anything to do it quickly though. It's not like I can jump something in there. I don't think they want to teleport. Maybe they could teleport the Terminators in with Power Fist and then use the Librarian. Force Barrier would also knock them over. Need to get a little bit closer for that. 46 to 19. Defend doing huge amounts of work. Level 7 Force Commander. Double cap here for the Space Marines. There's an orbital. I think they've done it. I think they've done it. Toilailee's not impressed. Toilailee was trying to mess with the bases. I don't know about the other guys though. I think the other guys were just trying to win. They were trying to hold the west side. But the push through the mid meant they had to reposition. And it was actually a triple cap in the end. Well done, the blue team. They stuck in there. Level 4 Force Commander had level 7 Force Commander. Sorry, level 4 Techmarine. Level 7 Force Commander. Level 5 Apothecary. Level 4 Commando was down. Level 3 Plague Champion. And that sneaky Mekboy was down at the end as well, level 4. Bit of a weird game. But the blue team held on. And they got it done. Thank you all for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. And I'll see ya next time.